Hey guys, welcome to Loop Nation. It's your boy Charlton. Sorry, I've been kind of MIA for a while. I've kind of been stuck in my room all day, gone a bit pale, whatever. Anyways, this next dude we're doing is Somas and.
Just kidding. That was just a friend. Well, anyways, yeah, he's done the intro. Sorry for being MIA, as he said, or as I said. Um, Today we'll be doing a review on Ray Douglas Jones III's project. It's called Somas and Salem's 100. But let's get into it. I like the project. It's a 13-track EP. Decently, it's a decent length. It's got a few interludes, which breaks it up every now and then, which is good. We'll get into it. Your lyrics are good. The intro track, I found that you were forcing a lot of syllables into your bars, and it kind of sounded a bit forced. I don't know if that's the sound you were going for or not, but that's what it came across as. Your singing's really good. Very melodical. A lot of it's very melodical, and you work with the beats. Your voice, your tones, your octaves, like they're in key with the song, which is good. I'm not the best singer, so I can't really offer much in terms of that, in terms of feedback on that, but it sounds good to me, so go with that. I like your hook on 3 a.m. It's decent, it's simple, which is good, easy to remember. I would say maybe you need to sing it with a little bit more energy and presence. Possibly just up your reverb, stack your vocals, just to make it a bit more just to contrast it a bit more with the rest of the bars, just to give it a bit more of a cohesive tie, if you will. Your bars are pretty creative. They're tied really well together, as I said. Especially with the singing, they go flow from bars to singing really well. There's not. It sounds good. That's all I can say. The interlude, I actually really like the club promoter. It was a good break from the sound that you had prior to that and after that. It was a good break because I noticed you had different style kind of from track, I think it was track 4, the interlude, track 4 onwards. It was a different style from the first bit of the project, so it was good that you put it there. It was really well placed. In general, you sound a lot like Drake, man, so much. I think at some point, some songs, I can't remember which one, I think Watch What You Say, I actually thought that was a Drake beat. It sounds so much like Drake. If you've done production, I'm pretty sure you're influenced by Drake, but that's not a bad thing. That's pretty cool. I will talk about that your sound later, because you sound like Drake and a bit like Ye and shit. That's good. Your rapping in general is good. Could do with more work, but I understand. Okay, so sorry, you produce as well. I've written down there. Yeah, I get that. If you're producing, there's a lot to take on board, and you might, spend a little bit less time rapping. I think your singing's great, on point. Your rapping could definitely be doing with a bit more fine touching and finishing there, but it's all G. Your sounds and beats are pretty good. You have a lot of like non-stationary panning, which I really like that style. It adds a lot of width to the sonic landscape that you've created, and it just makes for interesting, an interesting, active, animated sonic landscape. So yeah, roll with that. That's definitely something I enjoyed throughout your album. It was on every project, which is good. Um, your mixing is done really well, very on point. The EQ it's EQ'd very well. Nothing sounds like it's competing from the main stage. Your voice is placed really well within, and your instruments on the side. That's what I look for in a good mix. If you close your eyes, it feels like you and a band, if you will, is performing in front of me, and you've achieved that really well. So props to you on the good production. Um, Especially for something that you've done yourself, I think that's really good. Although I do find your beats are quite lackluster, but that could just be my preference kind of thing. None of the beats really stood out to me and stuck at me. That made me say, wow, it's a great beat, but it's not bad. I cannot put you down for it at all. Chord progression on August the 16th was great. Sounded very Kendrick Lamar and bass, if you know bass. I actually like that. Nice, very acoustic sounding joint. And but yeah, for the most part, it was pretty good. I cannot fault you on anything in terms of your production. Um, I did find that your concepts, like the ones on 3 a.m. didn't match the vibe of the beats. I think 3 a.m. had a very slow pace kind of beat, and the concept wasn't as lax and blasé as the beat was. But if you're not sure what I'm talking about, send me a message and I'll hit you up with what I mean. That's all good. In general, yeah, your concepts were great. Creative bars well tied together in between songs, which is what I notice a lot of people go, they just jump from here to here and there's nothing in between to transition between. I like what you've done, like with your outros and intros to every song. They are tied up well together. So that's good. Your concepts are very similar and like they remind me a lot of the recurring themes that you have in R&B projects and albums. I guess that's kind of your that's kind of the genre that you're trying to get into, I assume. It's not too bad. It's good. If I had any advice for you, dude, work on your rapping. Keep on doing that. You're good, but you could be so much better, especially with how you sing. I think you've got something there, but your rapping definitely needs to be on point. Learn a bit more about rhyme schemes. Your rhyme schemes are really simple. You could do. I've on numerous times I've worked with your beats. I think you could have a bit more complex rhyme schemes in there, and it will make just for a much better sounding bar. But if you're not sure what rhyme schemes are, just give it a Google. You'll figure it out. And yeah, there's that. I would say work on your voice as well. Make it a bit more unique. There was something that I kept on thinking throughout the whole project, is that this guy sounds a whole lot like Drake and Ye. There's a lot of times where you've got the Ye grunts and the ad libs that, you know, and that kind of thing, and you sound like Drake as well as Chris Brown, a little bit of that, which is good. To me, that means you can manipulate your voice to sound like these guys, which is great. That's what a lot of singers and I guess rappers, the good ones, can do. The only thing is now for you to figure out what your voice is, what your unique selling point in terms of your voice is, and and just figure that out. But I don't know, maybe this is your voice, this is what you want to sound like, and you can use it to your advantage. That's something that you've got to make a conscious decision about in that. Other than that, I think, I'm not sure if you mentioned that you've produced the whole album. If you have, I think you should get a couple other producers to work with you and maybe come up with some other sounds, just to have a bit of variety. Because to me, it sounded like all those beats on your project were produced by the one person, which isn't a bad thing. But in terms of having sonic variation, sonic landscapes, I found that the concepts within the sounds are quite from the same sound bank, if you know what I mean. It might help as well, because then you can focus all your energy and time into like 2 or 3 beats on your project as opposed to all 12. You'll come out with such better sounding beats. You just come out with much better products at the end of it. So yeah, maybe work with a few other producers or find someone else that has sounds that you like. You might bounce off with them. You might, work well with them. You might not work well with them. You might just want to take some of their beats and then work with that. But I definitely guarantee you, like, doing 2 tracks as opposed to 12 will come out with 2 much better sounding tracks. Other than that, man, it was good. I like your project. I'm keen to see what you come up with next, and what you sound like next, because I don't know if you're going to sound like Drake on the next project. Anyways, well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry, this is a bit rushed. I've got other things to do. But anyways, might cut that out. Anyways, cool. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.